Hello there, it's Fabienne Fredrickson from clientattraction.com and the Client Attraction Business School, and I want you to virtually meet John. We'll call him John. I want you to imagine that we are at our leverage track meeting and we are in this beautiful room at the Stanford Yacht Club where we hold those meetings. And I want you to imagine that John raises his hand at one point when I said, "What are you working on and who needs some help?" And imagine that somebody who is usually very in control of their feelings begins to have a difficult time expressing something. And when I said, "John, what's going on? Please tell me," he stands up and he says, my business is out of control. I am surrounded by toxic clients who take advantage of me. And John continues to tell us that he is accepting phone calls at 11 at night from his dental clients. He has a dental practice management consultancy, and he is expected to respond within a few minutes of emails and phone calls. And then he tells us the story about being at his nephew's funeral on a Sunday afternoon, and his phone ringing and feeling like he had to take it, and his sister turning to him and saying, "You've got to be kidding me. You are not accepting a client phone call right now." And shaking his head in disbelief, he is telling us this story, and he says, "Fabienne, how did it get to be this way?" And what John needed, and many established entrepreneurs who find themselves in this place in their business, what he needed was to set some boundaries with his clients, regain control over his practice, and really create some systems so that he wouldn't burn out any further. He was already burnt out. Now, what went wrong? What went wrong in John's situation is probably what may have gone wrong in your business. Hey, listen, it happens to everybody. It happened to me too at one point in my business, is that when we're first starting out, we make ourselves available to everybody at any time. We people please because we are very hungry for the business. And what also happened is that particular client decided, wow, John is available all the time. I'll call him at 11 at night, and I'll call him on weekends, and I'll ask for a meeting on a Saturday morning at 8, and I know I'll get it because I've gotten it in the past. So what needs to change? What needs to change is that in a situation like that, we need to reverse the way that things happen in the business so that the client no longer calls the shots. So how do you do that? How do you set boundaries with toxic clients? Well, in this situation, John's situation, we noticed that he only had one phone, and his work phone was his cell phone, his personal cell phone, and that is how he began his business. So immediately we suggested, and I encouraged him heavily, to get another cell phone, and that phone could become his business phone, and he could create another way for his friends and family to call him on this new phone, could send out an email saying, "Hey, I'm no longer using that one, please use this one." That way clients could still use that one and nothing had to be changed with them. And then the other suggestion, which he took, and I'm happy to say changed his life, is that he no longer left that phone open and on, if you will, on evenings and weekends. And it was a big challenge for him to turn off the phone at 6 p.m. at night and not look at it on the weekends and leave a voicemail that says, "If you call me, but between the hours of 6 p.m. and 9 a.m., please know that I will respond to you the next day. And if you are calling or writing an email between Friday night at 6 p.m. and Monday morning at 9, you will hear from me on Monday." And you might say, well, how do you do that? Well, it's a question of education, it's a question of setting boundaries, and it's a question of ripping off the Band-Aid and doing things that you haven't been willing to do before. But you can do it slowly, and it's just about letting people know that you really love their business, but working so many hours isn't going to be the most productive for your working relationship because you're tired all the time. And so I want you to start thinking about what areas of your business could you change? Where do you not have enough boundaries? And my question for you today to answer in the comments is, What have you allowed clients to do to you that you no longer find acceptable? And how will you change that starting now? That's what I would like to read. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.